If you only read the headlines, Iran is forever weeks from a bomb. The reality is more complicated, and it changes month by month. This is the DEFCON Warning System. Since 1984, the DEFCON Warning System has monitored and analyzed the global nuclear threat. Stay informed. Subscribe to our channel for the latest alerts and briefings. You can read our full articles at defconwarningsystem.com and join the discussion with staff and the public at community.defconwarningsystem.com. Recent coverage often frames Tehran as on the cusp of nuclear weapons because it amassed large quantities of near-weapons-grade uranium before the mid-2025 strikes on its facilities. The IAEA's last detailed public figures before that disruption put Iran's 60% stockpile at approximately 409 kilograms, up from 275 kilograms in February, material that, if further enriched to 90%, could yield fissile cores for multiple devices under standard IAEA yardsticks. But weeks from a bomb typically refers to breakout to weapons-grade material, not to a usable, deliverable weapon. Breakout clocks are therefore not the same as weaponization timelines, metallurgy, explosive lenses, integration, testing. Even hawkish and cautious assessments alike make that distinction, noting that Iran's ability to quickly produce weapons-grade uranium has improved, while proof of an active weapons program remains unverified. Tehran continues to insist its program is peaceful and geared to energy and research. Officials publicly deny pursuing nuclear weapons and often cite religious prohibitions. However, the IAEA has repeatedly flagged unresolved safeguards questions such as traces of undeclared nuclear material at sites Iran has not adequately explained, and periods of reduced cooperation, including curtailed access and surveillance gaps, undermining confidence in those claims. Since 2023, Tehran sporadically promised to restore monitoring equipment and expand access. But follow-through has been inconsistent. In 2025, the agency reported expanded 60% enrichment and criticized Iran's explanations regarding undeclared sites. Iran, in turn, accused the IAEA of unfounded remarks, illustrating a pattern of friction rather than transparency. After the June 2025 attacks on Iranian nuclear infrastructure, verification became harder. Reuters and others noted uncertainty about the exact status of material and facilities. Nonetheless, the IAEA Director General said this week that inspectors are not seeing substantive work toward weaponization and no expansion beyond previously reported enrichment levels, though some movement around stockpiles was observed. In short, less clarity on inventories, but no visible dash. There are two variables that drive risk. 1. Material. Pre-strike, Iran held several hundred kilograms at 60%, a short technical step to 90%. That stockpile, to the extent it still exists and is accessible, underpins short breakout estimates. Post-strike uncertainty persists about the precise quantities and locations, but senior IAEA commentary this month still referenced approximately 400 kilograms remaining under Iranian control. 2. Capacity. Advanced IR-6 centrifuges shorten the time to raise enrichment from 60% to 90%. The IAEA and independent analysts detailed Iran's plans to expand IR-6 cascades prior to the June fighting. Some of that capacity was likely disrupted, but analysts differ on how much survived or can be reconstituted. Credible non-government analyses long before the strikes assessed that Iran could, from its pre-June position, enrich enough weapons-grade uranium for several bombs in weeks, assuming full access to its 60% stock and functioning cascades. Post-June, assessments diverge. Some argue the strikes lengthened breakout. Others say sufficient stock and latent capacity remained to enable a first bomb's worth of WGU in 1 to 3 months if Tehran chose to sprint. All agree that weaponization, metal conversion, core fabrication, implosion system, and reliable delivery would still likely add months and would be riskier to conceal. Now we separate speculation from fact. Facts we have. Documented 60% enrichment, very large enriched stockpiles pre-June, unresolved safeguards issues, current IAEA statements of no observed substantive weaponization work, and limited but ongoing inspection activity despite access constraints. Informed inference, breakout timelines can be short if stockpile and centrifuge capacity are intact. They are longer if damage and logistics are worse than Iran admits. The IAEA's monitoring gaps make precision difficult. Speculation to watch for, confident claims that Iran is days from a functional nuclear weapon, conflate material breakout with weaponization, a step for which there remains no public, verified evidence as of this week. So how close is Iran to breaking the threshold, assuming intent? If Iran commands most of its 400 kilograms at 60% and can operate enough advanced cascades, breakout to one bomb's worth of weapons-grade uranium could be on the order of weeks to a few months, consistent with pre-June analytical baselines and some post-strike scenarios. Converting that material into a credible, deliverable nuclear device would likely extend timelines into additional months, with higher detection risk during metallurgy and integration. Open source assessments and official briefings continue to state there is no verified ongoing weaponization program. Here is the bottom line. Iran retains or can reconstitute much of the option to move quickly to weapons-grade material even after the mid-2025 strikes. Yet the evidentiary record this week shows no observed dash toward a weapon, continued IAEA-flagged transparency shortfalls, and significant uncertainty about post-strike capacities. Treat sweeping claims, either of imminent bombs or total disablement, with caution. The signal amid the noise, short potential breakout, unproven weaponization. This is the DEFCON Warning System.